Florida has been one of the hottest real estate markets in the entire country for the past decade. People flooded in from New York, California, Illinois. Prices surged. Inventory vanished. Sellers were practically getting into bidding wars overnight. But markets don't go up forever, and data from 2024 and early 2025 is starting to tell a very different story in pockets across the state. We're talking about rising inventory, longer days on market, price reductions, and in some cases, homes that just won't sell. If you're a homeowner, a retiree thinking about Florida, or a real estate investor, this is the video you need to watch all the way through. Let's get into it. Number 10, Deltona. Deltona sits in Volusia County, about 25 miles north of Orlando. For a while, it benefited from Orlando's overflow. People who couldn't afford the city moved here. But now, inventory is climbing faster than demand can absorb it. Homes in Deltona are spending more days on the market than they did just 2 years ago. Sellers who priced high based on 2022 comps are coming back with price cuts of $5,000, $10,000, sometimes $15,000. The buyers who were supposed to come? Many are now exploring other options or simply waiting. For local homeowners who bought at peak prices, the margin they thought they had is getting thinner. Number 9, Ocala. Ocala was one of the breakout stars of Florida's pandemic-era real estate boom. Cheap land, horse country, friendly prices. Retirees and remote workers flooded in. Builders flooded in too, which is exactly the problem now. The supply that poured into Ocala is creating real competition for existing homeowners. When a buyer can choose between a sparkling new build and your 10-year-old home and both are priced similarly, sellers of older homes face serious pressure to drop prices or offer concessions. Ocala isn't collapsing, but the seller's edge? It's gone. Number 8, Kissimmee. Kissimmee built its identity around short-term rentals and Disney proximity. Investors poured in, snapping up homes for Airbnb and VRBO income. The numbers were extraordinary, or so they seemed. Now, the short-term rental market is softening. Tourism revenue is still solid, but the flood of investment properties hitting the market as landlords exit has created a glut. Regular sellers are competing not just with each other, but with entire portfolios of investment properties being offloaded at once. If you're trying to sell a home in Kissimmee right now, you're in a very crowded market. Number 7, Daytona Beach. Daytona Beach has always been a market of extremes. It attracts retirees, spring breakers, NASCAR fans, and budget-conscious buyers. But the city's income levels haven't kept pace with the price hikes of the last few years. What you're seeing now is a market where sellers overpriced based on the frenzy, and local buyers simply can't qualify at those numbers. The median income in Daytona doesn't support $350,000 starter homes. So listings sit. Price cuts follow. Sellers wait. It's a classic affordability squeeze, and sellers are starting to feel the ceiling. Number 6, Palm Bay. Palm Bay, on Florida's Space Coast, saw tremendous demand when remote work took off. People wanted affordability and the lifestyle Florida promised. Palm Bay checked both boxes for a while. But homeowners insurance has become a financial crisis in this region. Some residents are paying $5,000, $6,000, even $8,000 a year for coverage. That's not a footnote that dramatically changes what a buyer can afford to pay for a home. Sellers who don't price that into their asking price are learning the hard way that buyers certainly are. Insurance costs are quietly killing deals across the Space Coast. Number 5, Fort Pierce. Fort Pierce sits on the Treasure Coast, just north of West Palm Beach, but it doesn't share West Palm's wealth. It's long been a working-class city with a high percentage of retirees on fixed incomes. When prices in Fort Pierce jumped 40, 50, even 60% between 2020 and 2023, it created a dangerous disconnect. Now sellers are trying to sell at those peak prices, but the buyer pool in Fort Pierce simply doesn't have the purchasing power to support them. Homes are sitting 60, 90, even 120 days without offers. That's painful for anyone carrying a mortgage on a home they're trying to exit. Number 4, Lakeland. Lakeland is one of the fastest growing cities in all of Florida, and that growth is now coming back to bite sellers. When a city grows fast, builders follow. And Lakeland has been flooded with new construction. Here's the problem: builders can offer incentives that individual sellers simply can't compete with. Rate buydowns, closing cost credits, brand new appliances. When a buyer can get a new home with a 5.5% interest rate thanks to a builder buydown versus your existing home at full market rate, you're going to lose that deal most of the time. The resale market in Lakeland is getting squeezed hard. Number 3, Jacksonville. Jacksonville is Florida's largest city by area, and it was one of the strongest sellers markets in the southeast just a couple of years ago. But the tide has shifted noticeably. Inventory in Jacksonville has climbed significantly, and with it, the average days on market. Price reductions have become routine, not the exception. And unlike some smaller Florida markets, Jacksonville is big enough that when sentiment shifts, it shifts fast and across a wide geographic area. Real estate agents on the ground in Jacksonville are openly advising sellers to price aggressively from day one because overpriced listings aren't getting the second chances they once did. Number 2, Punta Gorda/Port Charlotte. This one hits differently because it involves real human tragedy alongside the market data. Punta Gorda and Port Charlotte were devastated by Hurricane Ian in September 2022. In the aftermath, a massive rebuilding effort took place, and for a time, demand surged as people rebuilt. But now, something quieter is happening. Some residents who rebuilt are rethinking whether they want to stay in a hurricane-prone coastal zone. Insurance, where you can even get it, has become catastrophically expensive. Some sellers in this area aren't just nervous about the market, they're nervous about the future of their community itself. And buyers are nervous too, which makes selling incredibly difficult right now. It's a market being shaped not just by economics, but by fear. Number 1, Cape Coral. If there's one place in Florida that should have sellers on high alert right now, it's Cape Coral. Once touted as the poster child of the Florida real estate boom, Cape Coral boasts more canals than Venice, Italy. The appeal of a boating lifestyle and waterfront homes drew in a wave of investors, retirees, and remote workers from 2020 to 2022, causing home prices to skyrocket. However, the city is now grappling with the fallout from the insurance crisis. In a location so reliant on canals and low-lying areas, flood insurance has become prohibitively expensive if it's available at all. FEMA's updated Risk Rating 2.0 has redefined flood risk maps, resulting in significant hikes in premiums for Cape Coral homeowners. Inventory levels have surged, and many listings are languishing on the market for weeks, if not months. Price reductions have become commonplace, leaving some sellers who purchased at or near the peak in a tough spot. They may find it challenging to recoup their initial investments, much less turn a profit. While this situation isn't a full-blown collapse, it certainly represents a significant and uneasy correction. For sellers in Cape Coral needing to move due to health, financial, or family reasons, their options feel more limited than they had anticipated. Here's what links these cities and contributes to the growing anxiety among sellers throughout Florida right now. It's a rare combination of three pressures that few anticipated converging all at once. Firstly, there's the issue of insurance. The property insurance market in Florida is in a real crisis. Many insurers have completely exited the state, while those that remain have sharply increased their premiums. This rise in insurance costs significantly alters what buyers can afford, forcing sellers to lower their prices whether they like it or not. Next, we have interest rates. With mortgage rates hovering between 6 and 7%, the purchasing power of buyers has taken a hit. A buyer who could afford a $400,000 home at a 3% interest rate may now only qualify for a $290,000 home at 7%. Sellers who priced their homes with a lower interest rate environment in mind are now facing a reality where rates are much higher. Finally, let's talk about supply. Florida has seen one of the largest building booms in decades, resulting in an influx of new constructions flooding the market. This new supply is going head-to-head with existing home sellers, and builders often have advantages and incentives that individual sellers can't compete with. Combine these three factors, and it's no wonder we're witnessing anxious sellers, sluggish sales, and price reductions across the board. So, what does all this signify for us? First off, it's important to clarify that Florida real estate isn't crashing, it's not a doom and gloom situation. The state continues to attract hundreds of thousands of new residents each year, thanks to its appealing weather, lifestyle, and no income tax policy. Those factors are still very much intact. However, the days of listing a Florida home at any price and anticipating a bidding war are in the rearview mirror for many markets. The cities we discussed today, Deltona, Ocala, Kissimmee, Daytona Beach, Palm Bay, Fort Pierce, Lakeland, Jacksonville, Punta Gorda, and Cape Coral are where this shift is currently most pronounced. For sellers in these areas, the key takeaway is straightforward: price your home right from the get-go. Avoid the temptation to chase the market downward. Be realistic about what buyers are contending with regarding insurance, interest rates, and the competition in inventory. On the flip side, if you're a buyer or a retiree thinking about Florida, the current market presents some of the best opportunities you've seen in years. The advantage is beginning to swing back in your favor. If you're watching from the sidelines, it's definitely worth keeping a close eye on what's happening in the Florida market. What unfolds here, in the largest retirement state in the U.S., tends to resonate beyond its borders. It's a harbinger of trends that could impact the broader housing market. If you found this information valuable, give that like button a tap and subscribe for more genuine insights on U.S. real estate trends. I'll catch you in the next one.